The inflation report we told you about yesterday certainly had some eye-raising figures in it. Overall pricing rising 8.2%. What it cost you in the stores this September compared to 12 months ago, but slightly down from August. But still, jobs and labor markets appear to remain strong, and stocks on Wall Street surged yesterday to big closes yesterday. Now we're trying to make some sense of it all and the numbers, and we brought in well-known Louisville expert. I'm joined by Mark Lampkin from Lampkin Wealth Management. You see Mark on WHAS 11 a lot with his advice. So, Mark, one thing for the normal consumer who may have gotten a credit card a year ago or a few months ago.
That's right.
You know, it's always hard to find where that interest rate is after you just put it in your wallet. What has happened to that interest rate since they got that credit card?
Well, I'm going to go to the rant line first and talk about those interest rates and mortgage rates.
I'll give you the number before you leave.
But exactly right on the credit cards. Interest rates are going up right now. But here's the good news. According to LendingTree, this is the number one thing I can give you today. 70% of credit card holders that call their credit card companies, they will keep that rate the same or lower that rate if they call in and talk about a little bit of hardship or things. So credit card rates are going up, home equity rates are going up, mortgage rates are going up. The prime rate went from 3.25 to 6.25. Jerome Powell is just being a militant on this inflation.
So if you had a credit card at a 7% interest, is it likely up to maybe 10% now or close?
You're probably not. If you've got a credit card at 7% interest, I want that credit card. You're probably going from 15 to 18. You're probably going to 18 to 22. What I looked at today, we went from 21 to 23% right now. Now, what I want you to do, I want the viewers to do, take advantage of those 0% credit card offers right now. Rates are going up, but don't be afraid to call those credit card companies and ask them to lower your rate.
So
70% will.
You can negotiate with them.
You can.
And they'll lower a rate.
And
back.
You tell them you're going to move to a 0% credit card and you have that offer in hand and you give that to them, they will lower that rate 70% of the time.
You know, when you're trying to correct the economy, I'm trying to figure out inflation for folks who haven't had to deal with it in a while. Why do you raise the interest rates on things like home mortgages when you want people to be out there buying these big homes, smaller homes, wherever?
Most of the time you do want people going out and buying these things. However, we went from about $1 trillion in currency to $9 trillion. And what that means, inflation is too much money chasing too few goods. So what Jerome Powell is doing is he's raising these rates. Mortgage rates went from 3.25 just a year ago to 7%. Oh, 7.73 the other day. They're raising these to pump the brakes on this economy, to try to get that supply chain to catch up. They want to slow demand. They don't want people going out and buying a ton of stuff right now so they can get these prices back under control, get the food prices, the lumber prices, the concrete prices. Jerome Powell is trying to create a mini recession right now to slow those prices to get them back down.
So if right now, it's obviously, would you say it's still a good time to buy a home, or the rate's still low compared to what we've seen in the past?
Great question. If you look at the 30-year average of home mortgage rates, they're 7.7%. Yesterday they touched 7.73%. Here's what I think. If you're going to buy your forever home, buy those points down. And what I mean by that is you can pay maybe 1% and get that rate in the 5 to 6% range still. If you're going to stay there 10 years or longer, great time. If you're going to be in that home 2 or 3 years, this is not a good time to buy a home at 7, 8%. And listen to this. Jerome Powell's not done, sir. Next year, I'm predicting 8.5%, maybe even 8.75% on the mortgage rates next year. So you got to be really careful. If you like a home right now, you buy it. If it's your forever home.
Can you not come out of inflation quickly, especially with moves like this? Well, I keep hearing this is going to be around for a while.
2023 late is the earliest, and I read everything. The earliest we're seeing is 2023. This is going to be very stubborn with COLA going up on Social Security on average 8.7%. Starting in January, retirees are going to get $146 on average a month more. That's more money in the economy. So this inflation is going to stay here a while. So this is we're in for a tough year, especially in financial markets.
What about people who were looking to retirement and suddenly they get caught in this for 401ks? Are you one of the many experts who always say just let it be? Don't panic, don't touch it, don't watch it every day?
Yes and no. You keep literally, you on your fixed rate interest rates, you keep paying that minimum payment. Your variable rates, you pay that down as much as you can, but do not stop putting in your 401k. I will give you a caveat. Long-term bonds right now, if you have funds that have Euro Pacific, and I know I'm getting in details, but you need to call the person you're dealing with, or call me, or call someone. There's some ways you can make some money, even with this market, but there's some danger spots right now. So be very careful where you're at, but there's still ways you can make money. But don't stop putting that money in.
A lot to think about, but I know you can agree on one thing. It's
Yeah.
going to be a great weekend.
It's a
Thanks
great
a lot, Mark
weekend.
Lampkin.
It's my pleasure.
You'll
Thank
see
you
him
for
around
having me.
Louisville. You can ask him questions.